Hey guys and gals, welcome to my first ever YouTube video on this YouTube channel. Yay! Before I get into the video, I have to explain what we're kind of doing first. I was sitting at home on my bed a few weeks ago, thinking about what was going to be the first video I was going to post. I was thinking, oh, am I going to do a music video or a playing tutorial? Am I going to do history? Am I going to do theory? And nothing was crossing my mind. Absolutely nothing. So I kind of went to my mentor for help. One of my mentors watching the YouTube video. Shout out to him. We suggested starting with a more simpler approach to this. So I thought, what's more simpler than theory? I know. So I thought that because everything in music kind of revolves around theory, including history, playing, of course, I decided to start with theory first. I'm not going to take more of a complicated approach to this theory until further on in this YouTube video making career. So I start off with something that everything in music revolves around, but is still simple to explain. So what other than the circle of fifths? And the circle of fifths is basically one of my most favorite things in music. It's something that I've been working on for about a year or two now. So I'm going to be excited sharing with you guys. Okay guys, so before we get into the video, I have to say that my external mic for my piano is not working out the best, so I'm going to be taking in what the piano is saying through this microphone in my shirt right here, which is how you're listening to my voice. So it doesn't really sound the best. But we're just going to have to live with it for this episode, guys, so just bear with me on this. So first off, circle of fifths. What the heck does that even mean? Well, right here, as you can see, this structure of the circle almost resembles a clock, because that's how I usually remember it the most. And as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 notes. So I view it as a clock. It is one of the most easiest ways to remember it because C is 0, and then you keep going down 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But that's not going to help you remember the notes. That's only going to help you remember how many notes there are on the circle of fifths. So first off, we have a C and a G. And what do those two have in common? If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 steps. Or you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half steps. But if you look at the white keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is 5 whole steps apart. And then, so let's look at the next one. G to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole steps apart. Or keys apart. Let's look at the next one. A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 apart. I think you're starting to see a trend here that every single note on the scale is a fifth apart. So, circle of fifths, each note connected to each other or adjacent to each other is a fifth apart, which is how you get circle of fifths. C to G is a fifth, C to F is a fifth, F to B flat is a fifth, A flat to D flat is a fifth, and that is basically where the name circle of fifths originates from. So, first off, I'm going to start viewing these as notes, then you can view them as chords, or you can view them as keys. So I'm going to be talking about those in this video. So first off, notes, as we were saying, C to G to D. Those are each a fifth apart. And if you keep going around, you can soon make out the circle of fifths. So first off, let's go. C goes to G, 2, 3, 4, 5, goes to D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to B. So now let's go the other way. We can start off at C, and then let's go down the other way to get the other side of the circle of fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you get the picture. You can keep going. My piano's not really long enough, but soon enough you should get C, F, B, E, A, D, F sharp, and then like we said, it was, on the other side it was C, G, A, D, A, E, B, and then F sharp. So C and F sharp are kind of like the dividing factors here. So on one side of the circle of fifths, you'll notice that all the names of the letters have flats. That will be the left side. And on the right side, you'll see that there are no flats, which in this case is sharps. But on the actual piano, they are natural notes. So first off, we're going to be talking about the sharp side. So the sharps. Let's look at G for a second. So if you look at concert C, there are no sharps and no flats, as you can see in the diagram that I've been keeping up here. But if you go to G, you'll see that there's a sharp on the F. But you're starting to think right now, how do I know where the sharps are? Because knowing the key that each note represents is very key. So if you're in the G scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you'll notice that the F is sharp, or the 7th. And how I always remember it is by replacing the numbers, or the letters in this case F, replacing the letters with sayings. So sharps goes as follows. F, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. That's my saying to remember. Father starts with an F, Charles is a C, goes, G, D, down, and E, ends, which is the E, battle, which is the B. So if you look on the other side, you can basically replace that saying. Battle ends and down goes Charles' father. You have B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and so on. Battle ends and down goes Charles' father. Each of the first letters in each word in that saying represents the letter on the circle of fifths. So let's look at the top. F. F. In this case, the B flat. The B flat is the one that's changed. So you're thinking, how do I know about that? So let's go back to the saying. In this case, the F is on the flat side, right? It's on the left side. So what's the first word in my saying? Battle. Battle ends and down goes Charles' father. It's a B. B flat. Let's go into B flat. So what note's modified now? E flat. Battle ends. E flat. Sounds simple? And you can use this for any scale on the flat side as well as on the sharp side. So let's do a sharp one real quick. Let's look at G. So the F sharp. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. What's the first word? Father. The first letter of that word is an F. The F is sharp in the G scale. So you can go around, you can make your circle of fifths, and it should look like this with all the scales marked down with the sharps. So that's pretty simple enough. So through that you can resemble these as notes as going up. Each of them are a fifth apart. You can look at them as keys of what the modifications are of Father Charles goes down and ends battle, if it's on the sharp side, and battle ends and down goes Charles' father on the flat side, to memorize what the key is. So if we're looking at the key, let's look at how we can make chords out of it. So if we want to know about chords, we know that chords, well, I'll be talking about chords in another video, but chords, each note in a chord is a third apart. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is a C major chord, of course in the C scale, because I'm playing all white keys. There's no black keys for sharps or flats. So that's easy enough. So let's look at a G chord. Seems easy enough. So in another video, I'll be talking about majors and minors, augmented, diminished chords, but for now on, you know that you can make chords in a key using the modifications of that key by knowing that each note in a key is a third apart. If each note is not a third apart, then you run into a problem, and that problem I'll be explaining in another video. But I hope this video has explained some little tips and tricks about what the circle of fifths is and basically how to use it for notes, chords, and keys. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll try and answer them in my next video. Okay guys, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.